wanted to say that we picked this space in the Columbus Road Peninsula of the Flats because it's so emblematic of the rebirth of the various neighborhoods that Joe has represented since he joined City Council in the 90s. And I must tell you, I've been involved in political affairs for over 2 decades, and there's no elected official that I respect and I admire more, because he advocates not only for the people in his own ward, in his own neighborhoods, but also for the community in general, and just all the work that he does on economic development to make more jobs for the city, for the environment, to make our community a better place in which to live. You know, me personally, as somebody who's worked a lot on LGBT issues, the fact that he went to Cologne, Germany to get the gay games bid. All of the rebirth that's happening, and we invite you, after the program concludes, we've got some great friends from the Western Reserve Rowing Association. Jim Ridge is actually right over there by the sign. We encourage you to take a tour of Rivergate Park, and they're going to walk you past Hart Crane Park, which is right next door, and all the exciting development that's happening. And there's almost too much to mention up here on stage, but I know Jim and his crew will take care of that. But it's so exciting is what's going on here, and much of this could not happen at all without the great leadership of the councilman from Ward 3 in the city of Cleveland. Please give it up for Joe Cimperman.
Thanks. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I want to just say to Wally and to Patrick for just being so awesome. A very dear friend of mine scolded me on the phone when I was coming in here, and he said, "I didn't even know you were having a fundraiser." And I said, "That's because Patrick and Wally took care of everything." And so I want to thank you for doing that. And also, I just want to say to our host committee, Carrie Carpenter, Noel, Celeste, and John Benedict, Johnny C. Corlett, Christy Dent, David Douglas, Melanie Falls, John Farina, Suzanne Hamilton and Shar, Kelly Hanley, Wally Lancey, Aaron Marks, Greg Lopez, David and Mitchell, Patrick and Jason, Gretchen and Scott, Michelle, Joe, Bill, and Darrell. I love you guys. Thank you so very much for that. I'm going to be brief because you are in an awesome place, and I think everyone in this room feels the energy of where we are. Cleveland's best days are upon us. Our building and housing department will tell you, if you ask them, that they surpassed their best year ever in 215 years of people pulling permits a month ago, and it's still September. I'm telling you right now, with everything that's happening in this community, with most importantly the people who are rebuilding it, our best days are ahead. And when I think about all the development that's happening, and when I think about the gay games that are coming, and I think about the parks that are being rebuilt, and the life in Ohio City, and Tremont, and Detroit Shoreway, and University Circle, and St. Clair, and Old Brooklyn, that stuff's great. But I think if we're honest about it, what we think about are the people who are in this room. Each and every one of you guys, and I've known you for a long time, some longer than others, contribute so much to the health and welfare and the positive nature of the city of Cleveland. And as a kid who grew up in the city, whose mom didn't speak English, I just want to say to each and every one of you, thanks not only for supporting me here, but thank you for giving people like me inspiration and a sense of we can get this done. Because I've got to be honest with you guys, sometimes projects get hard, but when I look at the faces and I remember the faces that are in this room, it's not so hard. It's also not so hard because I happen to be married to a saint. I'm okay too, and that saint is Nora, and she's my sweetheart and the light of my life, and she's holding our daughter Maeve. Maybe I love you, and we are lucky. And I just want to share something briefly with you. When we were in Cologne together, we had a great delegation, and when we were in Cologne to try to get the gay games, we told the story about why Cleveland was righteous. And Holly will remember it, and Ted will remember it, and a lot of people in this room will remember it. But we told the story about Jesse Owens coming from Cleveland, and we told the story about Stella Walsh coming from Cleveland, and about the fact that Cleveland matters because it's not just about the great games, and it's not just about the great buildings, but we are a city that fights for each other, even if sometimes we fight with each other. And one of the judges, who was a real, she provided a real opportunity for growth for me. She was from Australia, said to me, you know, we got into a conversation, and she said, what does it matter to a man like you, who's white, who's male, and who's straight, on why we should have the gay games? And I said to her a story that I think matters for all of us in this room because it matters about Cleveland. I want my daughter Maeve to live in a community like we are right here, right now. I want my daughter Maeve to live in a city where we don't call each other by names because we're all related and we're brothers and sisters. And so whether we're in economic development, whether we're in healthcare, whether we're bringing about great things to the city of Cleveland, I feel so lucky to know each and every one of you, and I'm just so damn grateful. Thank you.